I think we need to broadcast for 8 hours.
Right? Welcome to the Explosions Behind Us podcast, where three nerds talk about everything Toku and everything geeky. I am your host, Matt, also known as PR Generations at Twitter, and I have my guest co-host, Reggie.
Guest co-host, come on, I'm one of the main ones. Yeah, guys, it's Reggie, aka known as True KROs on Twitter.
And our co-host is EB. EB?
Yes, hello, hi, I'm me. That's me.
All right. So today, guys, we have a lot to talk about. As you know, in the Power Ranger fandom, big news dropped today for us, as you could say, as the whole fandom. So today we'll be talking about the movie trailer.
Finally.
We'll skip the Donald Trump Halloween special because none of us watched it. Well, EB got a little bit of it.
It wasn't very good so far.
Latest Ranger Stop guest announcements for November. Kamen Rider X-Aid, or as I put it, Karen Rider X-Aid.
Seriously though, it sounds like an ex-politician's assistant. Karen Rider, X-Aid.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
New York Comic Con is this weekend, and latest toy news, as in releases and what has been shown.
Yep.
So, guys, that trailer, holy shit, that trailer.
Yeah, I know that since me and EB are on the West Coast, we both caught it around 6 in the morning ish.
It was early.
Really, really early.
Yeah, it was around 5 o'clock in the morning for me, because where I'm overnight, that's a weird sleep schedule. So I wake up and the first thing I see is this trailer, and I'm like, like my girlfriend is laying in bed trying to sleep, and she just comes, "What are you doing?" I said, "There's a trailer that just dropped." Hush.
Well, I think it leaked to YouTube earlier, and then it got taken down really, really quick. But somebody grabbed it. It was film something. That's where I saw it twice, and then it got officially put up around 8 o'clock. And it's just been blowing up all over YouTube, and it's been retweeted off of IMDb. Pretty much every Ranger actor from the original thing has been showing it. I saw Amy Jo Johnson saying she was very supportive of it. Literally, my entire timeline was just people raving about the trailer and how either good it looks, or how meh it looks so far, or how we need to see more of it, and the lack of Zack.
Right.
Yeah, lack of Zack. I mean, come on, you guys. I think he's the only one of the Rangers who didn't speak at all in the trailer.
2 lines. He said it's security and it's happening.
Oh, okay.
Right.
If I remember right.
No, especially with this trailer dropping today, people are going, they either love it or they hate it. And one of the bigger reasons why they hate it is, it's not the 90s television show, something had to do with racial. And the only thing I got to say is, just get over it, okay? Who cares what, if they're black, white, Indian, whatever. It's going to be a great movie. This movie did not have to happen. So I'm stoked for it. The characters, they gave, like you guys said, lacking Zack, they gave so much character, development, I guess you could say, with some like Jason, Kimberly, Billy, and a little bit of Trini, but not a whole lot. She kind of got side.
With her, we kind of got a little sarcastic feel, so I kind of like that. With Billy,
Sassy Trini seems like a good thing to have, because I guess one thing that somebody's notes were saying is she's the new kid in town or something like that, which is okay, whatever. But if she's gonna be sarcastic and something to this group, who it definitely did have a Chronicle feel to it of them finding the thing, so that's perfectly fine. I just want to see this work out really, really well. I'm sure we'll get plenty of development from everybody. It just needs time.
Chronicle meets the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
It's basically, teenagers who discover powers and happen to become all friends or something during detention, because it's obvious that that's what happens, is that they somehow all meet in detention or something.
Now, did you guys notice the thing on Jason's ankle for house arrest?
Oh, yeah. I didn't see it until people mentioned it.
Yeah, so it's definitely they told us it was going to be a darker movie than what it was going to be like for the original show,
Darker
and
movie.
and I'm ready for it. I'm so hyped
Yeah.
for this movie. Like March is going to be a good month with LexCon, the movie, and then whatever else is happening in March. Oh, Mass Effect, new game comes out. But yeah, the trailer. I'm pleased with the trailer. I'm ready for more. I'm ready to see the Megazord. You know, because
the
way they
full images of Megazords.
yeah, because they teased us with that with that somewhat of morph sequence. But where they had the panel today, you know, that there's this guy that on Facebook, he's saying, you know, they kind of slipped out when they say, you know, they didn't film all the Zords and the morph scenes till the end of the movie. So he's afraid that, you know, we're going to get short time with them being in the suits and a short time with the Zords, which I'm hoping that does not happen because I think we got a little lack out of that within the original movie.
Well, I mean, if they were just filming the morph sequence and the Zord sequence, that would just be like adding the effects in, because then we might just see like a big CGI fight with the Zords at least. And morph sequence, it really doesn't, you know, it could. That's just the thing that looks like, you know, because we see in the trailer, it's like CGI thing going over them. That's probably why they filmed it last or close to the end, and then like we actually will see them in the physical suits, because we saw the Kree in the red suit. Or at least we saw the red suit being filmed. So it doesn't mean that they just had small footage of that. It's possible that was just like a take of one thing, and then we might have a little bit more of a fight. I mean, because it looks like, based off this, like, yeah, we're trying to get a little bit of a feel of the characters in the trailer. It's possible that they're going to have like a long period of like development for each character, so you get a feel of who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not just stuck with the generic, you know, tropes like, oh, Jason's the jock, Kim's the popular girl, Trinity's the sarcastic new kid, Billy's the nerd, and Zach is there. But I mean, like, honestly, out of all the people or all the characters we saw in the trailer, I really like Billy. RJ Kyler's Billy's.
Yeah, I think Billy had most of the spotlight, which is also good. You know, at least they're not focusing on the Red Ranger like they have been in the past Sentai and the past series of the show.
Yeah.
I think that Power Rangers always does a really good job about that, depending on what season they do and how they want the flow to go for things. Like, if you watch Mystic Force, very, very heavily, it slowly becomes just all about Nick. But a lot of seasons, they have a lot of really well spread out stuff like that. So here, we're probably going to get a fair amount of everybody's screen time on here. Yeah, it'll probably focus a little bit more on what seems to be Jason and Kimberly with that little, like, kiss scene that they had and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think anything's going to be a problem. And if I remember right from like early production information that they set out, Lionsgate said they want to do like 7 movies out of this. And if they go for that, that would be insane. I don't think they'd be able to do MMPR all the way through, because let's face it, these guys are going to get old if they're doing 7 movies. Like, look at the Harry Potter cast. It's not going to work out that long. The other thing that I also think is very interesting for this, if they want to, is since we've seen the coins now, I don't think it's spoilery to say. It's pretty obvious Rita has the green coin. It's in her goddamn staff.
Yeah.
If they want to introduce Tommy, this is what I would like to see. Introduce him in the second movie, have them dealing with him, have the movie end with them losing to Evil Green Ranger, and have movie 3, if they even go for that far, fight Evil Green Ranger, he wins, he comes over, things like that happen. Because they should definitely have a point where they don't win against him to lead up to and showing how powerful Green is if they decide to go with the Tommy route rather than having Rita have Green Ranger power. I'm fine with either, but I want to see them lose at some point to make them realize that even though they're super strong, they could be lose. Rita says it in there. I've killed Rangers before. Obviously, that means somebody's had powers, whether it's like, I guess, speculation of a Zordon-based team, which that's perfectly fine with me too. I just want to see threats and them really learning about how big and how insignificant they are as humans in this universe.
Right. Well, see, the thing is, you got to think back from like the original series. It seems like they're taking like the plots that they didn't do and putting in this movie, because, you know, Zordon and Rita had that ongoing battle for what, 10,000 years, and then so, you know, they were the they were the world's first Power Rangers, but I guess people in the past had similar powers as they did. But like my big thing is with these Lionsgate wants to do 7 films. Are we going to see Rocky, Adam, Aisha? Are we going to see any Thunder Zords, Ninja Zords? Kat? Are we going to see her? Lord Zed? That's.
You know, like what eBay was saying about wanting to have like Tommy appear in the second movie. I think that would be like but they didn't speculate there was like someone cast or anything. Because if they did, that would be like an awesome teaser. Like at the end, like he finds like the coin like after Rita's beaten in the ground. That'd be cool.
I mean,
Or
I'm just saying.
Go ahead. I mean, also like I think I heard from someone that like on the at the panel today they mentioned Goldar.
Yeah, Goldar and the Putties are confirmed for the movie.
Okay.
So that's a brighter note. Which, either way, if they wasn't, I'm still excited. But like my prediction for them introducing Tommy is like how like during the credits they always have that cutscene.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like
that's how I believe that's how they will do it. And then the next movie will focus on the Green with Evil series, and the third movie is like up in the air, I guess. But like I said, if they are going to do it, how are they do? Rocky, Adam, and Aisha.
The other thing about it, though, is plans change, and if the movie isn't successful enough to, like, they've got to have a point that they want to hit with how much money they make. If they don't hit that, of course it's not going to happen. Like, I'm trying to think of something that did, if you guys remember a couple years ago, they did Cirque du Freak, the Vampire's Assistant, which they compiled, like, the first 3 books into one movie, and then there were supposed to be 2 more after that, which compiled the next 3 or 6 books into 3 each, but that never happened because that movie bombed, despite the fact that it was actually not terrible. So if they don't hit their projection for like sales figures or whatever, obviously they're not going to keep going with this. Maybe they'll do one more to try to get the fans over and be like, hey, let's just try and end really strong. But 7 movies is a lot to have on the table for basically trying to cash in on 90s nostalgia. And it's worked with Transformers and a couple of other things, kind of with Turtles, but I don't know if there's enough people that will see it and it will get good enough scores for them to actually do 7 whole movies.
Yeah.
Well, one thing is they didn't, with Batman versus Superman, like the trailer had me not want to see it. When this movie is trending at number 1 on Twitter, I'm pretty sure they're going to get the sales that they need for the second movie, and then they're probably going to just go from there and see how well that works.
I agree with that part. I'm just saying, like, it depends on how it actually ends up happening. Because hype versus reality, like, we all saw how there was a lot of hype for Batman vs. Superman. That bombed. A lot of hype for Suicide Squad. It did okay. It can go either way. We need to see it actually play out is all I'm saying.
I didn't have hype for either of those movies. But yeah, I mean, like, it looks like the hype, though, is pretty good, not just for the fandom. I know that some people, like, other people outside the fandom are hyped about it. I mean, I saw on Facebook, like, a bunch of people who I never even knew if they watched Power Rangers as kids, like, retweet the trailer like crazy. Or not retweet, repost it like crazy. And then, like, I just see, like, a huge chain of people, like, I know that, don't seem like the type to ever watch Power Rangers, just, like, put it down. It's like, oh my god, I'm excited for this. Oh my god. And the hype factor is there. It's just, like Edie said, how it plays out when actually shown. We still got a couple months away. I mean, that teaser trailer, I'm not sure if they're going to put it in theaters, but they have like another trailer that they will put in. I think that would be what like gets them excited.
Like, I don't even care if I see the foot of a Zord. I'll still be happy. just show me something of a Megazord.
I was making some comments when they did those first images of like the Zord thing. So they showed Billy on the Triceratops with Pocky Squirrel, and we were talking about like the knife horns that it has on there. And she said she wants to see that thing like you a stabbing thing. And I thought like Goldar through the abdomen, but then I thought, wait a minute, that thing is a foot when it becomes part of the Megazord. Imagine somebody like ball kick with that thing with the stabby feet. That would be a devastating attack. I don't think they do it. But yeah, because like that would be the most devastating thing. Imagine it just goes in with the blades, and it's like, oh, that's almost as bad as getting kneed in the crotch and then getting sent into the sun.
Oh god.
Did you guys hear the little like bits and pieces of the PR theme, like at the first and at the end of the trailer?
That was nice.
I was like, oh god, yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
There is one thing I'm really hoping that we don't have happen, and I think it may be weird to say. I don't want to hear them shout, "It's Morphin Time." I really don't want that to happen, because while I know it's iconic and it's probably gonna, I just think them using it in this scenario with things being the way they are, kind of dark-ish, it would seem really out of place and kind of dumb.
Well, I mean, it's still a Power Rangers movie, and they're still going on like the original series, so more likely it will happen. But I kind of hope we don't hear it in Ninja Steel.
Yeah, we need something
because we've heard it. We've heard it from what, Megaforce, or did it start in Samurai?
Samurai did Go-Go Samurai, then Go-Go Megaforce, and then Dino Charge did its Morphin Time again. But for the last for the last couple of years, it's just been very heavily the same and sticking with what's familiar. Because like, obviously, Samurai's theme was a remix of it. I did actually enjoy, though, if you listen to the full, like the 3-minute version of Super Samurai's theme, because it is slightly different, they have a lot more keys that they go into with the guitar track, so it gets deeper in parts, and it actually feels really good, despite the fact that it has like no lyrics at all. And finally, they fixed that with Dino Charge, giving it some lyrics. I hope Ninja Steel's theme is not Go-Go Power Ranger, so I'm a little bit tired of it getting rehashed at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so we won't talk about the Halloween special, but did anybody watch last week's episode where Silver Ranger finally premiered?
No, I was at a wedding, remember?
True.
I haven't actually watched anything of Dino Supercharge because I had a horrible issue happen to me with my DVR when Dino Charge was first on. I missed plot-heavy episodes surrounding Purple, and I refused to watch it until I could keep up with there. So I need to finish Dino Charge's first half, and then I need to do Supercharge. But if they're using a fair amount, like I know I've seen stuff from various people talking on Twitter about Silver, so it looks like they're using Tauren as, what was it, Xenowing or something, I heard it?
Yeah, Xenowing. And then, like, Mad Tauren, his name is Doomwing.
That's fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, from the bits and pieces that I've seen on YouTube, you know, it looked like it was a fantastic episode from what we've had the last couple of weeks, which I heard was, like, complete garbage. Well, not really garbage. It just has, like, you know, that corny Power Ranger taste to it, I guess you could say. But you know, like a couple episodes back, you know, like the Rangers sent all their Zord information to the Silver Ranger, not knowing that Xenowing and Doomwing are bonded together.
So it's another Heckle Snide situation?
Yes,
kinda?
Yes, exactly. So, you know, when Arcanon and his team of villains come down to Earth, they have their own Dino Chargers.
They're going to fight a Pokemon?
I
thought you said Arcanine for a minute.
No, Arcanon. but yeah, like they had their own Dino Chargers for the Zords, and they're just kind of like wondering how they got this information. So you know they're kind of iffy about the Silver Ranger, but then they find out, you know, Doomwing has a Silver Energem, which was bonded with Xenowing. So that gave Doomwing the ability to morph into the Silver Ranger and ability to use all the Zords and whatnot.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like as far as right now, Doomwing still has a Silver Energem. And, you know, Xenowing is just Xenowing. So I'm kind of excited for next week's episode. Well, clips anyway, because I don't have cable. But October 15th, the first part of Dino Supercharge is coming on Netflix.
Okay, that'll be really, really good for me. Then I can put all this stuff and I can binge together. I can finish Dino and then start Supercharge, and then I'll be up to date with my DVR, which will be nice.
Yeah. Dino Charge ended fantastically. I was really happy how well that season was going and how well it ended from what we've had in the past.
Dino Charge had a lot of momentum going in because it has really, really good source footage in terms of like fights and everything that they can use there. Kyojin is a very, very good season when it comes to actually doing fights. Story-wise, it does fall flat in a couple spots with its massive focus on Daigo at times, but fight-wise, very well choreographed, very well done, nice usage of powers and things like that, and they didn't really like skimp on like bringing in everybody. Like they brought in, Uchi super duper quick.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really amazing to see him show up and get powers and like what was it, like episode 13 or something, maybe even earlier than that. And then a nice even pacing for the other auxiliary rangers all the way through. Yeah, it took forever to get Silver in there, but that's perfectly fine. They used everything to their fullest effect. And with us having 40 episodes of Dino Charge, I think it's going to work a lot in the pacing, very, very similar to the way Samurai did. In they have a nice point where they can slow down, and then they can resume, which they did very, very well. Like Purple was the end of the first major arc. Now it's finishing up Heckle, Silver, things like that. Perfectly fine with that. The other thing, though, is like at least it's not happening the way that Megaforce and Super Megaforce did. Just doing the fusion of the two seasons into 20 episodes each, cutting somewhere in the middle, and then just screwing it up. Like the second half of Super Megaforce was so incredibly flat. The lack of Orion after all the hype for him and how amazing Cameron is, like he's an awesome dude. I've talked to him a couple of times on Twitter, and he's awesome. And there's like 3 episodes where he's just not there for no reason. But Dino Charge is not doing that. They're actually using everybody to the fullest extent for the most part.
Right. But I'm gonna add this in because I forgot all about it when I was trying to come up with the notes. But the Power Rangers game, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Battle for PS4 and Xbox One. What do you guys think about that?
I'll pick it up. I want to at least try it.
I still need a PS4.
Well, not to promote anything, but I am known to be a GameStop employee, and they are good. I'm not promoting this, by the way. These are my own personal opinions. Just saying. Now's a really good time if you want to pick one up, because a lot of stuff is going on fairly cheap, and with VR hitting, like just everyone's gonna be flocking for stuff. If you want to go for an Xbox One, that's cool too. There's a lot of really good ones of those that are out now. Older ones are getting fairly cheap. And honestly, Ready, just go pre-owned. Like, they're pretty good ones. Again, not sponsored by GameStop. Just EB, who happens to work at one.
Well, like my sister's fiance, I was playing on their PS4 when I was staying with them for like a few days, or like a day. So I got like really into playing Overwatch. So I was just playing that since like 11 at night to I think when I woke up. Yeah, like I think it. Yeah, so like I keep alluding to parents that like, hey, you know what would be great, or well, parents and my sister and her fiance, like, you know, it'd be great for Christmas. I loved playing that game. I really loved playing that game. But like, yeah, I mean, like, cause I did have like, I mean, with systems, well, we're not up to date anymore. We used to be like really up to date with Nintendo stuff.
Right.
And then I had an Xbox 360, but that thing Red Ring. Like, I think Red Ringed around the time Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out. So I was playing that
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. And then PlayStation-wise, we only have a PS1.
Jeez,
like the original PlayStation.
But like the game that's coming out, man,
yeah,
kind of has like the that old type, like that retro style fighting game to it.
Like a side scroller kind of fighting.
Yeah.
Side scroller fighting. Like you're like in one area, you're all fighting, and then like you move on, and then.
The video that I watched, it looked like they was taking like parts of the audio from the show and putting it in the game, but everything is like revision. Like Rita's don't even look like Rita in the show. It's just like I can't even describe it really. And then like Zed looks kind of the same except for his face. And then, the costumes are still the costumes. I mean, there ain't really nothing to change about that unless you're doing a Power Rangers movie.
And then if I'm not mistaken, I think Chroma Squad is coming out to like almost all the platforms fairly soon too, which, that's a thing that exists. I'm sure Chroma Squad is fun if you want to have like your own little editing team and stuff like that, but when you're going with the parody versus the actual product, I think it definitely will be more fun with the Mighty Morphin game. Even though Chroma Squad got their lawsuit like slaps on them from Saban, which was the dumbest thing ever.
Seriously.
But yeah, so now that that's out of the way, latest Ranger Stop guest announcements have been updated.
Let's hear it.
The last two guests, like we covered this the last time we recorded, and the last two guests they have were Tracy Lynn Cruz and Roger Velasco. So we have pretty much almost a full space team reunion, except for just missing Patricia. I'll be going. I'll be there on the 3rd, and I probably won't be back to about the 9th. And I'm excited. This is my first Ranger Stop convention. So that's going to be awesome. So, Reggie, how about that Kamen Rider?
Kamen Rider X8. I really liked the first episode. Evie, you saw it yet?
I have not seen it yet. I've been very busy with a lot of stuff, just like personal, so I haven't had the chance to watch it yet. I'm a little bit wary on it though, just from initial impressions. Like everything does look like it's gonna be fun. That's definitely there. But like I remember when the suit first got revealed, and the first thing that popped in my head was the Freakazoid theme. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I literally took the screenshot and started the intro of the theme and put that there. I have been watching like Shuki's reviews because he has like the things that he got up recently. So he had the shots and stuff like that. And the Gamer Driver looks like it's going to be interesting. I am a little bit off put by how super duper neon it is in terms of like just it's his appearance, but I'm sure it'll grow on me the same way everybody does. I mean, if like Forze's suit can grow onto people, I think anything can grow onto people, really.
Yeah, I think that's just the one issue I have with the suits is just the look of the belt, too neon. Yeah, I mean, like I really like the idea of the gas hats and how you're able to like swap them out for either level. I mean, I like that the ones for the actual rider like has the silhouette of the rider, and then their add-ons have like the extra pieces. And then like I saw somebody put up a review of the Box Hill bike, the one for Kamen Rider Laser, how it has the bike but it's like set up higher, and then they put Tattle Quest into the level 3 slot, and then you see like the arms and legs appear. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense because like when Laser transforms, he's in the level 1 body, and then like when he levels up, he becomes that bike. So then like, and then we saw images from the catalog that shows him as his darn, what's the name of the game that he uses? It's like a samurai fighting game, I think. And then like he becomes a humanoid, like a normal rider. So I mean that's what I like about the belt, and I love that it's like using lights and mirrors to project it, so it's not like all this set in the driver.
That is a really, really cool effect, and it does make them like something to like really show off of. Like, say you're doing casual cosplaying, or you're at a con and somebody's never seen Kamen Rider before, they have a vague idea. Having something like that there just to show off, like how everything works there, and show how intricate these toys can be. That's something that's really mind-blowing. Like, I really, really hope to see a lot of stuff with the Gamer Driver and the various shots at just pictures from cons in the future.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's again like the guest shots are like. I really want to get all the ones for that relate to Gen. Cause like I really like because you guys know me, I love the color purple and black.
Yeah.
So Gen is like the perfect rider in the series for me. And then like I didn't remember or didn't realize that Shakiriki Sports was part of his gear until like after all of them were sold out everywhere. And like good buddy Pokemon Master is like pretty much how you read it, but it's like PKMN MSTR. He told me like the other day that that Shakiriki went back up on Ami Ami like the day before, But because of how popular these things are, you can barely ever find them before the pre-orders sell out.
Ugh.
Yeah, so like I'm still looking for Shakiriki, but HLJ put up his bug visor, the Gashikon weapon, because Matt, in this series they use weapons called Gashikon, and then like they have different names, and then they look like normal weapons, but they have big A and B buttons on them,
Yeah.
and then like whenever they hit them, it switches modes. Like it hits the A button on XA, it's Gashikon Breaker, which is a hammer. It becomes a sword.
So isn't this series based on video games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's based all on video games. Like we have Xaid, who's based off of like side-scroller jumper fighting
Platformers.
type game. Yeah, platformer. We have Brave, who's based off of questing games,
RPGs.
like Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy, like Dragon Quest. I get because his Gashot's name is Tattle Quest. We have Snipe, who is based off of shooting games.
His thing is literally called Bang Bang Shooting.
Yeah,
Like-
that's the name of his transformation Gashat.
I'm just gonna say it, like, the Gashats for the games that they have some of the dumbest names I've ever heard of. I get it that they're not supposed to be like, I mean, they're kind of like real games in their world, but nobody would let any of these names ever happen, ever.
Right.
Mighty Action X, Mighty Number 9.
That one, okay, that one can almost happen.
Tattle
I mean-
Quest. It sounds like you're telling on people.
Like I guess XA kind of goes along with like the whole Geodra thing, with it being like pixels and what like that. Then you get your video games.
The blood game or whatever the game is.
Yeah.
he calls it.
I've got a friend that I work with, man. He's like, he came up to me the other day. He goes, man, he's like, I've just got back watching Kamen Rider. I said, well, have you seen the new one they just put out? He goes, Ghost. I said, no, man, it's Kamen Rider XA.
Ghost. That dude's a year behind.
He's like, oh, he goes, well, yeah, he looks pretty cool. So I haven't watched it in Kamen Rider at all, but I do see like all the latest news for it, especially with the toys, the series, and all that. So I know what it is. I've never watched it.
I mean, it's perfectly fine if you don't. Kamen Rider can be a little bit harder to get into than Sentai, just because of the way that the shows end up going. My gateway into it was...
The formulas are usually different anyway, because like Sentai you have a team dynamic, while Kamen Rider usually have like a solo hero who gains allies over time.
Yeah, like Gaim did a really good job of almost having a team, and they kept not doing that because they kept having to rewrite things due to somebody being there or somebody not being there, and somebody becoming more popular. That was...
Well, yeah, I mean, like with Gaim, it's not really like team per se. Well, it's like warring factions.
Yeah,
and betrayal. That's what you see like throughout the series. It's like different factions of people, and then
there's like 20 writers in the show. Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, like it's like because the opening focuses on like the main four, and then you get introduced to these other writers who like you get alluded to, or at least see like you see Greedon, the fifth writer that appears in the show, appear in the opening or like the opening sequence, like, and then you kind of get alluded to Kurokage being there, and then you unexpectedly meet Bravo, and then there's like other writers, and yeah, it's like add on characters, and then you have a character that's been there become a writer, and then yeah.
And then you have Takatora, who's supposed to be set up as being like, oh, he's super duper strong, and it turns out he's like the worst writer ever because he breaks all of his belts. Like, he spends so much time, like, he gets the first belt, he tosses it aside when he gets the upgrade. Okay, fine. Then he gets betrayed by his little shit brother, and then he steals it, and then he's, like, stuck in alternate dimension forest for a while. Grabs his old belt, gets it broken, is basically dead in the water, like, literally, gets brought back by Fruit Jesus. Movie happens, he gets another version. Yeah,
yes.
Reasons.
Okay.
Raisins.
So Drive movie happens. He gets a new version of his old belt. That gets broken. He gets the Genesis driver again, and that one works. And then I think after everything that happened with Mega Hex, it broke down or something, or it's still there. I don't fucking know. The point was,
I mean, like, I think
Takatora was supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, he was set up as being like a very powerful rival, or at least when you see the opening sequence, you see Gaim with his faction, you see Baron, the secondary writer, with his faction, and then you see Zangetsu standing up top, like with his own faction, and then like
He's kind of like he's watching the whole thing go down, kind of like waiting to make his move and see who's going to be the strongest one, and
or like
stuff goes
being the
down.
one who commanded the fight to happen, so that way he would challenge the winner or
The
something like
one
that.
thing though for Zangetsu, beautiful suit. Love the
Beautiful
design. Love it there. The writer has a way of doing a suit like when we all heard fruit and Sengoku era stuff. Everyone was kind of like, "This is gonna be the dumbest thing ever." And then as it played out, it was a very good, very dramatic, very well done. Post, a couple of issues here and there that you kind of get upset about. I have a lot of very strong opinions that I did not have during the show, probably because of the ride of the wave. Post, there's a couple of issues. But, happens. My gateway into Kamen Rider was actually through Shinkenger because they had that crossover with Decade, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll watch the previous episode to figure out what the hell is going on. And I'm like, yeah, I have no idea who these characters are. So I started Decade over again, and at that point I was like, okay, this is really, really cool. And I am one of the few people in the world who actually really does enjoy Decade.
Oh, dude, like I was messaging King Prinny from Twitter last night.
Yep.
I had like an idea for an honest trailer for Decade. Like the name sequence.
Yeah.
Wait, you played Overwatch before, right? Or
I've not played Overwatch, but because of work and just the internet, I know basically everything that's going on with the trailers and things like that have happened and how they play.
Okay, like how one of the healers' name is Mercy, right? And she goes, "Heroes
Yes.
never die." All right, then if you guys don't mind, I will read the names that I picked for each Kamen Rider for Decade for the starring sequence. Starring Noobga, Agino, Droopy, Fails, Blade, Shibiki, Kabanope, wait, this is a real one? Keyblard, Mercy's favorite female writer, Gangst, D, Dr. G, I'm Hammy, and D's nuts. Kamen Rider, Dickhead.
I mean, that's not entirely inaccurate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you guys are wondering, Gangst is the end.
Yeah, the end was a prick, but he was cool.
Yeah, I mean, that Superhero Tyson, that was the one where like he's very controversial because of his actions. I mean,
It was he literally formed the biggest or one of the biggest robots we've ever seen in Toku out of spite, and it was stupid, and it basically threw away all the character development that he had in episode Yellow of being a thief with a heart of pyrite. That's Fool's Gold, if you guys don't know.
I think that's why he was able to do, or he was able to become a dick again.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, we wouldn't. Yeah, X-Aid. But yeah, like the first X-Aid. The video game theme is really prominent in the fights. I mean, it's funny seeing Mighty Action X. His level 1 form, because Matt, wait, have you seen the pictures for level 1?
Is that where he's like kind of looks like the Marshmallow Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny seeing because it's obviously CGI during this fight, but it's funny seeing it jump around and like roll like Sonic and like move really fast, and then he has the little Gashikon breaker, so he's like hitting people on the head with the hammer, and then I love the sequence transforming into level 2 when he's normal size. But I feel like because it's so CGI heavy, that like we're only going to be able to really see those transformations like during the first time they go into level 2. Because like he jumps up, the parts for level 1 like bursts out, and then like he turns around, like, and then like his full body like pops out, and he like and there's like a whole like background of like Mario blocks or whatever. Like he's like and he like dabs or something, and then
he dabs. Oh no.
It's like I think he's trying to do like whole dynamic like but because of how that became known as dab, it's like but yeah, like I feel like that's what's gonna happen, is that like every rider that we see from now on when they go level 2, it's gonna be a CGI sequence. But then like every other time that they transform to level 2, it's just gonna be like a quick transition thing instead of doing the whole like transformation sequence.
They did that in Gaim when every time somebody transformed into a rider for the first time, we saw the inside of the helmet, and then the inside of the fruit, and then we saw the helmet form. I'm really glad we didn't have that every time. That would have been ridiculous, and it would have just eaten up precious seconds. Granted, it's a couple seconds, but still, that's still screen time.
Yeah. So our last two topics, I'm just gonna put into one because NYCC and latest toy news. So at NYCC, we've seen stuff that we've seen at Morphicon San Diego, and then they revealed a black and gold Titanus.
I don't collect Legacy Zords, but when I worked at Toys R Us, there was some people who collected them. So I know there is people in the market for it. And then I had somebody who usually does commission, or I do commission work for, message me out of nowhere saying, "Man, I really wish I had a job when the Legacy Black and Gold Megazord was out, because now they're having Titanus, man." I'm like, okay. I wish I had a job in general, but okay.
Yeah, it's just I don't know about you guys, but I'm really tired of seeing black and gold, because
I said that the other day on Twitter. I'm tired of seeing the black and gold.
Because we had at San Diego, we had the black and gold Legacy Blade Blaster. Last year we had the black and gold Saba. This year at Morphicon they had the black and gold Megazord figure, the Legacy version. And now we're getting a black and gold Titanus, and I hope this is the end of the black and gold.
We also had black and gold Dragon Zord too, so there's a full set of black and gold versions. I get it; it's a nice color scheme to go off of, but it's been overdone.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just thought of that. And it wasn't even black and gold. It was that black and blue dress that everybody thought was white and gold.
Oh my god!
These Zords are white. These Zords are white and blue, not black and gold.
And for people that have the Legacy Morpher, they Bandai is working on the non-weathered. They actually look like they're from the show. So that's also good because now you don't have to go out and buy the Legacy Movie Morphers just to get that accurate power coin.
I still want ninja coins. Where's my frog?
I want them to do a full set.
Where's our ninja coins?
They should do a full set of the coins, because I was talking with Uchi about possibly buying his movie White Morpher because I want the Falcon coin, but that would also give me 3 Legacy Morphers, an extra Tiger coin, which I think it's the alternate Tiger coin, not the original the symbol. The Kiba Ranger symbol. I know they redesigned it and they have it a weird actual tiger thing.
I can tell you right now. Because it's actually just chilling in my floor. It is. Get over, you little bastard. Okay. It's still the same coin that's in the green and white movie morpher. Yeah. Because with the Legacy line, they want to go as accurate as possible. So.
But if it's accurate to the movie, I think it had the different coin, didn't? I could be remembering wrong.
The movie does have the same symbol that the White Ranger has on his chest.
Okay, because I know at some point there was an alternate coin that had an actual tiger on it. I just don't know where I saw that.
That was with the 94 Tiger Zord release.
There we go.
Yeah. Why they did that, I don't know. So, we never got an actual Green Ranger or White Ranger morpher here in America. If you wanted that morpher, you either had to spend the money to get the one from Japan or buy an extra power morpher here and paint it. So.
Hey, Reggie, were you painting at that time?
Huh?
Were you painting at that time?
What time?
With the original ones back in 92.
Dude, 92? I wasn't even born yet.
92, 93, okay.
93, I was born, and so, I was 1 year old when I had, a crayon.
So you did finger painting.
I think. I wouldn't even have paint. They wouldn't even trust me with paint back then, dude.
I have that weird moment in the fandom where I have to remember with a lot of people that I'm older than most. I was born in '99, so I actually have very vague memories of watching Day of the Dumpster premiered and all these things because I remember you
Wait,
guys talking about it.
99 or 89?
No, I was born in no, sorry, no, 90. Why did I say 99? What the hell? Anyway,
I was about to say,
Yeah,
you
I was
still
like,
young.
99, you're younger than.
No.
Yeah.
I got my numbers mixed up. I meant to say 90. Anyway, the thing I remember the premiere, kind of, and I remember a lot of stuff because I remember you guys talking about how you guys got into Toku, and as I mentioned earlier, Shinkenger and then Decade, but I don't know if you guys saw this, but right before Lost Galaxy premiered, they had a special 5-year anniversary thing that was hosted by Austin and Walter, where they showed the second pilot, the one with Aubrey.
Mhm.
And they also did a recap where they talked about all the series leading up to Lost Galaxy, but they also talked a little bit about the history of Sentai, and they mentioned Go Rangers. And I'm like, okay. And being that I was like, I think 6 or 7, it didn't really register. But when I got older, when I think Wild Force was airing, and I got more internet access, I remember seeing that it was a Japanese thing. And then in high school, having better internet access and the fact that we had better communication with things like Ranger Board starting up, I remember looking into Gal Ranger because Wild Force was like super duper awesome at the time. So learning about a couple things from there. And then finally in 2009, because I had my own laptop and when I needed some downtime at college, I just remember looking onto YouTube and I found Go Onger and I watched Go Onger painfully, like with every episode split into part 1, part 2. So I subscribed to a playlist that had 120 something videos to watch it.
Jesus.
And I watched Go Onger simultaneously with RPM. And I was like, okay, Go Onger's doing way better right now because at the time I couldn't appreciate RPM. It just wasn't fun. But then I watched that all the way through, and that was really nice. I watched the Boom Boom Bong Bong Go Onger raw, and that was a bad idea because I had no idea what the hell was going on. I caught like 8 words out of the entire movie. But yeah, it was a really interesting way to be watching like Power Rangers and have them mention it at a time when the only other way you would catch it is if you watch the credits where they said, based off of O Ranger if you watch Zeo, based off of Zhu Ranger or whatever they did there. That was the first real acknowledgement was a special before the Lost Galaxy premiere, if I remember right. And it was really cool to see them actually talking about this stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember watching it when I was younger, but like that one episode when we was talking about how we got into Toku, that's when I found the Lost episode, and Walter and Austin, going through all these seasons and whatnot. So I was like, oh, see, I didn't know where it originated from until a few years back, and that's when I found out about Sentai. That's when I started watching Sentai. So.
Oh, geez, my laptop's like at 8% battery.
Yeah, but so we'll go ahead and on this note, the Legacy Ninja Megazord has been found in true stores. The Dino Superdrive figures are also being found at Targets and San Diego. So, Evie, thanks for being on the show and kind of filling in for RJ.
Not a problem. If you guys need me in the future, I might be able to do that if prior engagements do not have me being prior engagements.
I'm pretty sure if we end up recording 2 weeks from now, that's my sister's wedding, you'll probably have to sub for me.
Okay, I can most likely do that.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
it's October 22nd is I think our next time since we didn't get to record last week. So
happens.
So for all our listeners out there, please don't forget to follow us on all our social accounts. You can follow me at PR Generations or my personal account at MattDickens55.
Follow me at TrueKROs. That's my main account. Or if you guys want to see some customs being worked on, I usually put work in progress pictures up on Fandai Customs.
And I'm at EBTwit. You can follow me, I guess, but that's not a fun time.
Yeah, you post the pictures of figure arts. That's fun.
Yeah, and then I rant about not having them, and then I also bitch about other things. Literally, all I do is bitch about figure arts these days.
Oh yeah, did you guys see the pictures I took of like the Kyoryu, and then the Gokai, and then my custom Tokyus?
Oh my god, that was so good.
Like I was really happy that I was able to just put it all on the counter there, but then I really had a hard time making the Tokyujers stay up with their Renketsu Bazooka because there's no real way for them to hold it. And for some odd reason, like Blue's not that stable, or Tokyo Nigo's not that stable, so he kept falling over. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for listening to our podcast, I guess.
All right, guys. See you on the next episode.
See ya.
Take care.
All right, I'm